My mother and father were both, on drugs, and me and my sister, we came home from wherever we were that day and basically walked in the house and there was nothing in it. She had sold everything at just a garage sale, and one day had sold my father's guitar that he owned and sold our clothes and sold our appliances and things like that, and she had sold everything for drug money.
Nathan Sheridan grew up in a trailer park in the panhandle of Florida.
It was definitely in a bad side of town, and I remember it just being, a very dirty place. Definitely a place where you didn't want to live.
The same night she sold their possessions, Nathan's mother made a phone call.
They called my grandparents that night and said, hey, come get the kids, or we're just dropping them off at the police station.
Although life in his grandparents' home was more stable, Nathan's resentment toward his parents simmered.
It definitely affected me, knowing that as I was growing up, that's how my mother and father treated me. As I got more mature and I started realizing how severe that actually was, it started to make me pretty angry.
The pain of rejection was compounded by devastating news about his sister, Sarah.
It was about a year or two after she fell ill with terminal brain cancer. And that cancer was basically, stage 4. There's nothing that could be done about it. It was just an awful time for our family.
Sarah died, and Nathan's anger morphed into rebellion.
And it was definitely something that sparked that in me, that rebellious stage that I had. And it was due to, a lot of what my parents had done and how they weren't in my life. And I think I was angry about that, even if I didn't want to really admit it. And I didn't want to let those outside things affect me, but really they did.
Nathan never turned to drugs, but lost interest in school and balked at his grandparents' faith.
My grandparents, they raised me in a very Christian household, and I would just disobey, not do my work and school, and get in trouble in class and stuff like that. And I always questioned my purpose a lot, what God's purpose for me was, why things went the way they did, what good could come out of that situation.
When he was a teenager, Nathan saw a play that changed his life.
I went to a play called Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames. It was just a random night, really. I didn't plan on going to it. It was a youth group event. And of course, my grandparents made me go every Wednesday to church. And it was a play that was very well done. I went there and they just showed me the truth, because in the play it would show good people who had done good things in life, but they would end up going to hell because they never accepted Jesus as their Lord and Savior. And I saw myself in those people. It hit home with me, and it's like, wow, it really is about accepting Jesus as Savior. And I had heard this message over and over and over, but seeing it played out before your eyes and seeing there really is two choices in life. So that night I just had to make the decision. I didn't want to leave there without making that decision.
That night, Nathan prayed to receive Christ.
I knew that I wanted something different for my life. I knew I wanted to be close to God, and I wanted to go to heaven. Right after the play, they did an altar call, and I was super shy and I was super withdrawn. I just, against everything in me, I just went up front and I just did it. And I prayed with somebody, for salvation. For me, I still had to grow. I still was going through some rebellion and stuff like that, but I think it definitely brought some healing to my life for sure. It was something that I could find peace in.
Soon after that, Nathan learned to play guitar and began writing songs.
I was really starting to fall in love with music at this point, and I kind of discovered a dream for music, but I never quite believed that I could actually do music, full time.
He moved to Nashville to pursue his music career, and doors began opening right away.
It's definitely a God thing. I call it divine orchestration. It was just something that I couldn't have done myself.
Today, Nathan is married to Harley and recently released his first CD, Broken With You.
And I don't know what to do with all this anger.
Finally putting the words down to the paper and really describing how I felt in the past was a way of letting things go.
Nathan has forgiven his parents and is eager to use his music and his life to draw people to Christ.
I don't have any ill will or any unforgiveness towards that. I'm past that, I have Jesus in my life, and, You know, I have my wife and I have my career and I have my grandparents, and, you know, I'm fine with that. I just wanted to, you know, use that story as a way to tell other people that, hey, you know, it doesn't matter where you've been, where you're going, you know, where you're at right now. You know, God is with you through the entire thing, and, you know, He's never left your side.